Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. We're here for Junk Journal Round Robin Day 21. So let's see what we have. This is from Mary Ellen. So let's take a look-see under this washi. Oh, wow. Very cool. So these are leaves. Some of them have a little paint on them. They have like some gold on them. Very cool. Okay. Yep, very cool. And we'll see what Shell sent. I like those leaves a lot. Those are really nice. We'll save this envelope and use it up. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. This is like some of my very favorite things to receive. This is canvas with like splattery pour over paint on it. Oh, this is so awesome. Oh my gosh, these are so different. But you know something, that's okay. They can be different. We can build a couple of projects. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to start by just removing this veining off the back of these leaves. These would make really cool things you could impress into paint on a jelly plate. You know that? Might be a little hard to do, but I still think it's worthwhile maybe. Maybe leaving it on the leaf actually would be even better, because then you'd have something to kind of press down. But that's not how I want to use them today. So we're going to peel all these away. Okay, last one. Yeah, that is instantly much better, easier to work with. Okay, so I see a couple of these working together. Because see, this piece here is not as precious to me as the other piece. So I'll make a blended project with these. This I'm okay with, but this I want to do something different, and then these I want to do something different. So I'll kind of do like a collection of like two projects, like sets of projects, I think, and then these will be the link right in between them. So these let's just set aside because I know they're going to get used together. And then this I need to cut into usable pieces. So I think I'm going to go 1, and then I probably need to cut this side straight. I'm just going to trim a little off. My light is flashing. What's going on? There we go. Let's turn it back on here. I thought I had fixed the flashing light, but now it seems to want to flash again. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's a connection issue. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that is straight, and then this side I can straighten a little too. Beauty. Now we'll go up this middle. Awesome. Okay. And they do actually look kind of cool together. Can't really get mad at that. That's pretty neat, to be honest. You know, I might actually like this. 1, 2, 3. 4, and 5. And then I just need some focal points to make these really special. But you know what I think I'm going to do first before I go dig for focal points is a little stitching. I'm going to stitch these on, around, and then down, and maybe even the veins. Maybe not though, we'll see. I'll do that with all of them. So we're going to commit to using these together. I'll be right back. So we are done stitching. I used a really fun stitch on a few of these because I've just really fallen in love with this particular stitch. So I'm really happy with how they turned out, and I have grabbed a few focal points that I think will kind of add to just the nice feel of them. So we have this moth. This is one that I drew a long time ago. And we have an owl that I might consider. I like on that one. Another moth. Perhaps on this dark one it needs some inking. This little bird. And then another little butterfly. And I think those would be nice layers for this. So we need ink for sure. A bit of ink, make everything better. This one doesn't need too much ink because whenever I illustrate for like focal points, I always add a little shading around to make it easier for the fussy cutting job. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac to put this on here. I need to get a new Fabri-Tac bottle soon. We're at the end, so we have to wait a little bit for the glue to come down to the surface. Okay. So cool. Yeah, I love that. And of course I'm going to have to back these after, but for now let's just get them attached to these focal points. Okay. Had a picnic today with my parents, and the weather was so nice. It was beautiful out. We had a lovely day. My dad, he always gets these gigantic toys that require construction for my son, even though I tell him every time, like, no more of this. But he'll say the same funny thing, and I truly think he believes it, which is, well, this one doesn't take up much room. So today he got him literally like a crane. It's a crane that is battery operated that actually functionally is a crane you can lift things up with, and you have to build it, and it's like I don't know, 4 feet tall or something, but I guess it only takes up room going up and down in space, not in I don't know, it's in liminal space now. I don't know. But he was funny because the whole premise of getting this toy for my son was that my daughter, he's giving her his old GoPro camera so that she can make videos, and she's using my old one right now, but he has like a bunch of accessories for the same model, and he said, I don't really use the camera, so she can have the camera and all the accessories like the microphone and the batteries and, you know, all the mounts for like walking around or taking it, you know, on adventures and things. And I said, okay, that's cool, sure. But then he was like, wait a minute, we didn't get anything. We have to get something for the boy, you know, so he also requires a gift. And I'm like, you didn't have to get him anything. He really wouldn't have noticed. He's pretty minimal, and he's real happy to have had Easter chocolates and gotten to play with his grandparents all day at a park. he's still so little, right? Little kids don't like make those kind of comparisons to what people get unless it's something very basic, like a treat, or, you know, at the time a toy is given, if a big deal is made out of said toy, then they, you know, they can get a little rowdy about it. But my kids are not too bad like that, really. It's nothing, it's not competitive at this stage. Hopefully it stays that way. We tend to be a family of like, we end up sharing everything anyways, so it's just like, I've always felt like playing with things is more fun when you have somebody else involved. So that's what I try to teach the kids, is like, I think you'll actually have more fun with this toy if you share it. It's kind of boring to just like play, you know, cars yourself, or, you know, any kind of like toy. It's more fun to share it. It's kind of like a different way of looking at sharing, not as like a nicety that we do in society, but like as like literally just a foundation of, you know, being a person. I'm trying to decide if I should cut the tail off or if I should layer something else back here. I think, you know what I want to do? Hold on one second. This is going to go with the backing, I think. So what I have is this stuff. And like, I think backing that on there would be pretty nice for this one. Not all of them necessarily, but just this one. Because it'll make it a little bigger. And then it makes the tail kind of makes sense being still attached, because I think it would look weird if I just cut the tail off the owl. Yeah, so I like that. That'll go along with the backing. This I'm good with it just backed. This one, it also has some tail overhang, but not a lot. I could clip it, but I think, let me ink and see here. This one wasn't inked. Okay. What we could do is also a strip of this instead of a whole backing. Just to have a place for that tail to sort of land on, right? And then it doesn't get too gigantic. Yeah, I like that. So I'll just put a bit of glue stick, because I'm going to glue, or I'm going to sew rather, on here, just to attach these together. Yeah, that's cool. And then all of this needs backing. And I think folder is probably a good weight for what we're going to want. So let's just go ahead and back these. And again, I'm not going to stress too much with the glue because I'm going to stitch. I've become like the stitcher of many things, but I like the finished feel and look of stitched pieces. It's just, I don't know, it's my thing. I did not think I was going to bring these leaves and this canvas together, but I really quite like it. And I think that this stitching on the leaves is really cool. It reminds me of a project that I saw from a craft book in the 70s. And I've actually done leaf stitching myself a long time ago. where someone was doing blanket stitch edging on leaves just by hand stitching. And it was really, really cool. And this is what it reminds me of, because that stitch is kind of like a blanket stitch. I just discovered it when I was puttering around with my machine. I had actually bumped up the number on my machine, and it ended up doing this stitch. And I was like, well, that's cool. So yeah, I can't complain about that. That's good. That's all down. So that's those 3. So we'll cut them apart. 1. 2 and 3, and those will get ready to get sewn. And then we got a couple more. These would be nice tuck spots, but they could also be obviously like their own tag or journal card in a free form shape. But I think either way backing them is important. It's nice. Gives them a nice flat feel, and they're strong. Just because we're dealing with literally all fabrics today, sort of, if you count painted canvas as fabric and then fabric leaves. Okay. All right, so I will go stitch all of these and come back, and then I'll show you this whole collection that we've created. Okay, so these are stitched, and I'm really happy with them, so I'll show them to you one by one. So the first one, so cute. And the second. This one I think is my favorite. And this one. And then the last one. So yeah, they're a fun little collection. I'm really happy with those. I think they'll be very cute as like side tuck spots or cards as they are, just journal cards. So very diverse little pieces. These ones I think really liken themselves to being side tuck spots for sure. So that is my project for today. I will see you tomorrow for more Junk Journal Round Robin, and I hope you will check out and subscribe to Mary Ellen at Red Parrot and Chell at Chell's Creative Chaos, who are my pals in this whole exchange of goodies and making that we're doing. And until tomorrow, have a lovely day. Bye for now.